Hi everybody, welcome to Investing for Parents. Today we're going to be discussing how you're going to be able to create more income by utilizing the current income strategy that you have in place, which is taking everything that I know about investing not only in real estate but outside of real estate into areas where not only are you going to be able to protect your family and your wealth and your money, but to be able to actually contribute to your own pocket every single month on a consistent basis. So looking forward to going through this with you guys. This is going to be an amazing webinar focused on developing income for your family and your future generation after you. Now, before we really get started and really dive into this, I want you to have this mindset while we're going through this. I want you to think about you have $50,000 in your bank account right now, and that is what you're going to use to invest. You don't know how to do what you want to do with it, and there's so much information out there. So let's keep that in mind as our frame of reference when we think about growing numbers. You're gonna see a lot of math illustrations and you're gonna get a lot of information, but I want you to keep in mind that $50,000 is right here in your pocket. You have it right there to use, and you know exactly where you're going after this. This is gonna be broken down into 3 chapters. The first chapter will be building the foundation and understanding how to replace your income. Next will be developing another source of passive income. So creating more income on top of the income that you are already producing. The third one is going to be leveraging debt and building connections. This is going to be allowing yourself to start formulating opportunities to put yourself down the road to start making successful decisions and start making really good money. Starting off with a solid foundation is going to be the key to building yourself up. For those of you guys who are parents, right? You are most likely the type of people who have plans for things every single day. For those of you who are going to become parents, you're probably thinking to yourself like, oh my God, like we're having a child. And I'm an expecting parent, so I'm very much always like that, just kind of sometimes thinking to myself, man, like, whoa, like we're having a baby. But it is nice not to have to worry about the financial aspect of having this child because I've already set my family up for passive income in the future. Real income that I can utilize every single month that allows me to spend time preparing with the mother of my child and getting ready for becoming a father. But this also gives me the opportunity to set myself up down the line so I can make other income moves and decide where I'm going to generate more passive income from. So with starting a foundation, one of the first things we are going to talk about is passive income opportunities. So for those of you guys who are thinking, I don't have the opportunity to do X, Y, Z, or for those of you who don't have pensions, for those of you who don't have any sort of retirement account savings right now, this is for those younger parents. This is for you guys who are not yet financially stable on your own. This first tip goes to identifying where your passive income is going to be coming from. So right now you are trading your time for money, and that's basically meaning you're not going to have time to do what you need to do. So all this time that your employers are buying from you, they're giving it to you, and they're really only giving you exactly what you need to live off of. It's not designed for you to go and start making extra money with. And this is where you're going to have to really pin down your ears and hustle a little bit. But this is where you focus on building your source of passive income. So at this point, you need to identify what those are. The 3 most common forms of passive income that I would recommend to people and would really encourage everybody to really start looking into are going to be REITs, real estate investment trust. These are opportunistic funds that give everybody the chance to earn money. They only do this because they are a conglomeration of properties, whether it's apartments, farms, hospitals, whatever, and those are going to be able to give you really good passive income. Great things about REITs, for those of you guys who do know this, they give away roughly 90% of their income to their investors every single year. So that is income that is given to the investors by law. That has to be the case. So it makes sure that you know you're going to have income coming in. Now you're going to want to look at those returns, and there's a whole nother webinar about that. But the good news is we have the ability to talk about this now. So with that, we're going to move into the second portion, which is in building this foundation, we really want to focus on utilizing what we already have in place. So for those of you guys who do have your retirement account set up, who do have $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 saved in the bank, you want to think about how you want to deploy that. Because right now you're probably thinking it's not that much money to do anything with. The last time I was able to buy a property for $10,000 was, well, not that long ago, but you understand that's the entire concept. So how do you put your $10,000 to work? How do you put your $15,000, $20,000, $30,000 to work? Well, first of all, you start off with building that foundation. So this foundation is going to include your passive income is going to be your first one. Those are going to be your REITs, your funds, and they're going to be your passive income generating properties or opportunities, right? So whether it's investing in a property and whether it's investing in a business are two very different things, but both are going to be opportunities to get you there. Now, most of you are going to want to start with the properties and the business. That's what you know. I wouldn't recommend doing that off the bat, only because those are high time takers, right? And you have to have a lot of capital to do that. That's all, if not all of your capital. You want to start replacing your income to make sure that you are able to take care of any pitfalls that come. So again, this goes back to individuals with this $50,000 range, this hypothetical $50,000 range. What you will see is more return from a $50,000 investment into a fund that pays out 30% a year than you would investing in a single family home. If you can have that income and double that income consistently. So we're gonna be starting off with our example for $50,000. And what this is gonna highlight is the ability to make this income happen. But if you are able to take $50,000, which I know is a lot, but the good news is I'm going to tell you how we get to $50,000. And you multiply that times 30%, that's $15,000. You are going to make a guaranteed $15,000 every single year. So we add that to your $50,000 from year one, you have $65,000 now. Well, let's say we multiply that times 30%, $19,500 on top of your 65. So plus your original 65, you now have $84,000. This makes this significantly easier than buying a property or investing in a business, because in 3 years, you are at a return profile that gives you significant upwinds. What I mean by upwinds is this gives you the money to then go and buy that property and also have the income replaced, because you can buy a property if you look in the right markets for 30 grand. Well, why waste your 30 grand? Make sure that you have significantly more and you can take much more time to find the right deal, or you can go and invest in multiple deals knowing that you have this money coming in every single year. So the second thing we're really going to focus on is how do we get to this $50,000? I know a lot of you may not have that directly at this moment in time. I know a lot of you may have it many times over. The benefit of this is you get to set your family up, not just your partner and your child, but also everybody who either comes after them or everybody who came before them. So this allows you to raise money as a family and build something called a family trust. There's a whole nother webinar about family trust that my partner David does that you can definitely get into. Right now, I'm going to talk about the implications of what this provides you, right? So this is going to be a system of individuals contributing money to a certain entity that is for the growth of the family, such as paying college, such as healthcare, such as emergencies, such as family reunion trips, whatever you could possibly do, right? So I've set my family up this way to now where our entire family, we have people going to college for free for the very first time. We have people going to do programs such as becoming a plumber or getting skill training for the very first time throughout an entire family, where we all contributed, but we all make income doing this. So one of the easiest ways to do this is you can take and create these entities. You can create these entities with any retirement or trust lawyer that exists. There are plenty of them. There's actually a list of them in the comments section of this video. And then from there, what we're really going to focus on is raising that money as a family. So if it is you, your brother, your cousin, and maybe your sister, right, or your dad, you can bring that money into play to make sure that everybody gets a proportionate distribution out of that. So you can make that minimum 50K by bringing your family together. When you bring your family together to do these things, you are setting your entire family up for success down the road. Down the line, this will be something that, if contributed to over and over and over and over again, means that your family is no longer dependent on employment. They are dependent on their own creativity and success throughout. This gives you guys the freedom that you need. This is that financial freedom that we often talk about. So that's the other way to make sure that we're going to be able to do that, by raising money together. Now, let's say you don't have a very big family, or you're not super in tune with your family and you do not want them anywhere near your money, right? Then that is where you can utilize networking events. That's where you can go to these sort of webinars where there's networking within the webinar, right? To make sure that you can meet these people and partner. It's a very big portion about what we talk about and discuss here. But with that, finding a partner and finding several partners who can make that happen with you are going to be some easy ways to get to that $50,000 regimen. And that's, again, a very hypothetical 50. Not all of the funds, not all of the REITs, not all the syndicators require that amount. But for the hypothetical number, it is very possible to achieve as a group. Teachers, this is a thing you can use with your entire school union or your entire teachers group, right? Everybody who's a janitor, exact same thing. Bus drivers, anybody who feels as though they're not getting to that point, you can literally create these funds together to be able to make sure that you're going to be able to have this return for yourselves and individuals. Think about how you're going to be bonding with your other individuals through the groups that you meet and how you're going to be able to do this. But you can even use this as a tool to raise money. So for those of you guys who are so sold on multifamily and all the other asset classes out there, you can utilize REITs, funds, and all these other foundation building tools to enable success in investing in another project, but saving the very foundation to where you always have income coming in. So should something happen to the asset, you're always taken care of with the income that you have coming in. So that is the basis point for building that foundation. If you don't have the money, go and find it, go and make it, go and raise it. To conclude foundations, what we're really discussing is building yourself up with passive income that comes every single month. Every single month, every single quarter, every single year, it comes consistently. Consistent passive income will help you replace the income from your job, or at least help you add to it. Then, if you do not have the ability to invest and you don't know where to get it from, the first things you can always do are go to the groups of people you know who share your financial values and share your vision for financial freedom. If you don't have people in your life like that, the good news is there's an entire group of people watching this webinar who are just like you. And there are entire groups of people out there. There is a list of all the groups you can go to in the comments section in this video, where you can find like-minded individuals that you can put your minds together and set yourselves up for financial freedom where you both have a strong foundation. So partnership is always key in that. With that, we always want to make sure that we are going to protect ourselves. So having the perfect entity or the right entity that exists for that are usually going to be LLCs and trust. So with that, there's also a list of lawyers who can help with that and set up everybody for the future to make sure that everyone is protected while they're investing money. So appreciate you guys. Looking forward to seeing you in the next section.